Jenka people, today we're gonna look at work. We're gonna get a little work. We're gonna look a little work. Make a show no or forget a little work. Alright? Why did I decide to do an entire video on how to get a job? Well, two things. One, I'm an employer. I have been on both sides of the fence. I know what employers look for because, I'm an employer, and I know how employees think because I used to be an employee. So today I'm going to do a video to sort of help you guys out so you know what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, more importantly, and how you can get a job. So today we're going to talk about how to get a job, as the title said or says. Today we're going to talk about how to get a job, but the thing about it is that I'm not going to talk about interviews today. If you want me to talk about interviews, how to ace an interview, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you want me to talk about that. But today I'm going to talk about your resume / CV and your cover letter / cover email, because really and truly that's what makes it or breaks it. Sometimes companies will have a quota as relates to how many persons they should interview, and sometimes you can slip by with a half-dead resume. But for the real top dogs in the various industries, you have to be, your resume and your CV, they have to be top class. So I'm gonna talk about that today. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about in the comment section. Let me just say first of all that there's this hype or this craze around owning your own business and not being an employee. But let me just say, and everybody cut out for business, yeah, and everybody cut out for being a businessman or businesswoman. If you have a passion, especially a passion linked to your career or your degree, go by all means pursue that. I'm not saying have a little side business because you need to have multiple streams of income. However, don't feel no way if you're a lawyer and you're in a law firm for years, because that is what you're passionate about. That's what you want to do. Don't feel no way if you're a teacher. Don't feel no way if you're a nurse. All you have to do is make sure that you have some side hustles going on, multiple streams of income. Number one is to avoid overly complex language. I know there are some persons who are very versed in the English language. There are a lot of people who can speak really well and they're very eloquent. The result is that you almost can see it on the page that these are people who talk unnecessarily complex. It translates on the page. So for example, if you want to say I am sad, you have some people who will go the extra mile to write I am thoroughly lugubrious, where it is accurate, but it is unnecessarily complex. And if you are thinking like an employer, you would know that they are getting so many different resumes. They don't have time to sit down and figure out what you mean by thoroughly lugubrious. Like, I only know that word because I used to study the Oxford Dictionary. So my point is, avoid the overly complex language. Look up on Google, type in the simple thing them and ask Google for spit out one complex sentence, because employers will pick it up and it's just too complex and ain't nobody got time for that. So next. Number two is don't use words that you don't know the meaning of. Jeez, I'm God. Listen, I did not know that this was a thing until I started hiring. I've gotten some resumes, and let me tell you, honey, I've gotten so many resumes with words in there that I'm just like, clearly this person does not know what this word means. For example, you're using the word nefarious in relation to yourself. Nefarious means criminal, okay? Wicked, that type of a thing. Don't use words that you don't know the meaning of. That's my email, sorry. I prefer getting a resume or a CV that just makes sense. It's simple in English language. I can understand what it is. I don't have to stop and, what do I mean again? Or does this person know what this word means? Just be simple. Just make sure it's simple and it's sensible. That's the key. Your email address. Tip number 3 is in relation to your email address. I think Rushcam and Alana did what's that called, like an IG thing where the screen is split. They did something like that the other day, and Alana was mentioning don't have an email address that is Cocaine Queen 1992 or something to that effect. Obviously that's not professional, and why would I want to even, first of all, I'm not opening an email from somebody with the email address Cocaine Queen 1992. Okay, Just let me just tell you that from the jump. I'm not even opening that because clearly that's spam. Do you want your resume / CV to be overlooked just because the potential employer thinks that is spam, or a scam? No, you don't want that. So go on Gmail, create something very simple, something professional. Anna.palomino@gmail.com. a.palomino@gmail.com. annak.palomino@gmail.com. Just create something that is very simple and professional, something that's connected to your name, okay? Don't have it to be a case where your name is Anna Palomino, but your email address is Karen G. No, just be professional, no man. Just be easy, professional. Just make sure that you have an email address that represents you, because that is what is happening at the end of the day. Do not have a generalized cover letter or cover email. Do not have a standard one. The reason is that if you're applying broadly, first of all, the information has to change. If you have something so standard that it is almost superficial, that says nothing to me. Remember, guys, the first thing I am seeing as your potential employer is your cover letter or your cover email. That's your first introduction. That is the first introduction of you to me. So you want to mention things that relate to my business. You want to show that you have done research. You want to show that you have an interest in my business. Because at the end of the day, what that translates is that, okay, this person is thorough, this person is sensible, this person knows how to research, this person has an interest, as I said, in my company. So I would feel a lot better hiring somebody like that, as opposed to somebody who, what you say you do again? Like, them ask you what you do again. That don't make any sense. But all that to say, your cover letter needs to have things like that. It needs to show all the things that are most beautiful about you. It's your first introduction to your potential employer. So obviously you cannot have a generalized cover letter or a cover email, because obviously every business is different. Every business has a different boss. All right, and this is going to lead into my next point, but every business has a different boss. And that means that every boss has a different way of receiving information. For example, I explained in my book, when I was working, in my former life in law, when I submitted my resume to a particular firm, I researched the managing partner. I got a feel as to his personality. I quickly detected that he was a no-nonsense. He was to the point. He was very to the point, actually. He would have been interested by things that are different. So my cover letter or cover email reflected that. In another interview that I did, or another application I did, I researched that managing partner or the person to whom I was applying, and that person was very traditional, very, very traditional, much older in age, there's a hierarchy of people you need to report to, and you need to just observe protocols. Obviously, my cover letter / email was going to reflect that. It's a very traditional style. I'm eager to learn, all these kind of things that are, in more traditional cover letters / emails. The next point is to research your boss. And let me tell you, your boss, them are research you, so you need to research your boss. I'm not see the difference. I don't hear people talking about this. I probably think that I don't know if I'm the first, but I don't know. I haven't really heard anybody talk about this, but I think if you're gonna go in for a job interview, you need to research your boss, because at the end of the day, hello, honey, it's not just that you are, at the mercy of this one person, and they are allowed to research you, and you should not know anything else. Who tell us that you want to work for them? Remember, they're not free. They're paying you to get some services done. So it's not a one-sided type of thing. So at the end of the day, research a person for whom you're trying to work. What kind of person are they? Me, for one, when me did do my research, me come across one potential boss who did look very mixed up, and this a girl and a day in the drama business. So you know what me do? Me just pull my application, hit that. If you research your boss, when you actually get into the physical interview, based on the research you did, you see that this person is an avid, tennis player or something to that effect. When you get into the interview, that is something you can play on, because human nature. We like commonality. We like something that we can, refer back to. So for example, I play tennis. I noticed that my prospective boss plays tennis. That's something I'm going to talk about. How else would you know that your prospective boss plays tennis unless you would have researched the boss? No, I'm not telling nobody for go find out where them a prospective boss live and go camp outside of people in house, tell people if I take out restraining other hustles and excitement. No, I'm simply telling you to go on Google. Jump on Google, which is very, legal. Research people them, see what they're into. For most times, if they're for example they're an avid tennis player, they would have entered tournaments or things like that, so that probably would have been covered by the press. But Google will carry up a whole bunch of things, and it's public information, so it's not something that would make you look creepy. My next point is, do not follow up too much. I know it sounds weird, but let me tell you, especially as it relates to somebody like me, if your prospective boss has my personality type, my personality type and my workload, you calling me every day is just you're gonna automatically disqualify yourself, no matter how great of a candidate you were. Listen, me not like annoying people. And anybody who ever come across me and were annoying, if they were annoying, them can tell you say that's it for them. Do not call every day asking, I did an interview yesterday. I was just following up to find out, if you have any thoughts or no. You should follow up. Say, for example, you follow up the week after, or you follow up every 2 weeks or something to that effect. But everyday thing, no, baby love, like you automatically disqualify yourself. Me just I think, if me go hire this a person, no. Every day, so I'm going to pass for my case. Every day, my phone a ring. Listen, me not like when my phone ring, unless I have to deal with money, Me not like when my phone ring. So this a person going ring down my phone, so. No. So do not be annoying. Just take it from me. I have a lot of friends who are bosses. Take it from me. Don't be annoying. Follow up, appropriately. Follow up maybe every other week or every 2 weeks or something like that effect. But don't call every day. Man, it's annoying. Don't appear defiant in your cover letter or email or CV or resume. Do not appear defiant. I know it sounds like, we watch a lot of, for example, Suits. We watch a lot of movies or TV shows where, you come across as, I'm not a yes man, and in the movie, that's very appealing to the prospective boss and they're hired immediately. But listen to me. Let me tell you this. Come on, you may talk to. Listen. There's no employer, when you know anyway, will actually have sense, who wants an employee who is not a yes man. For me, the employer, if me tell you if we go do something, I that you for do. Me not want nobody to come, one string load a question. No, me not want to hear that. And that's how most employers think. Me not tell you say if the employer tell you to go jump off on a cliff or if you go sell 2K or coke, if you just say yes. No. Once it is within what you're supposed to be doing, don't ask me no about a question, sir. Don't ask me no about a question, miss. Don't tell me say you not agree with this because XYZ and so you're not gonna do it. It's one thing to say that you don't agree. I respect somebody telling me they don't agree for this reason and they would love if I would be open to discussions. That's one thing. But you don't agree, so you're not going to do it? What? You not get hired. You never get hired. You never get the chance to tell me that because I'm not hiring you. So do not appear defiant. So nobody pull no tricks for you see in the movie. A movie that. And that's how real life work. Just take it from me, man. May I tell you. Nobody do that. Next is to make sure when you're applying, you submit hard copy and email. 2020 now. So there's a good chance that if you submit your application by email, you will get a faster response. You ever try send one letter by mail yet? About 3-4 months till you get that, you want to sit down on your yard for 3-4 months before you get to work? Listen, and I saw meeting me that one my life ago. But I'm telling you from personal experience, when I used to apply for jobs, I would submit hard copy and email, and the shortest response I've ever gotten was literally within the hour, and it was by email. So make sure you submit your application by email and by hard copy. So guys, I hope these tips were helpful to you. I know they probably sound very like, wow, whenever you hear this or this sound weird, but just trust me, no man, I'm telling you, I have hired in so many different industries because, as you know, my businesses they're not connected and you tell them, different industries. So I'm telling you that what I'm telling you is really probably what the employers don't want to tell you. It's the truth. So I hope you can take these tips. You can just tailor your resume or your CV to just, and your cover letter to just, you know, make it look more appealing and take it from there. So guys, I'm gonna sign up now. Let me know if you want me to do a video on the interview part of it. The interview part of it, if you've read my book, The Big Bad Book of Everything, which you should get my book, it has everything. There's an entire chapter on all of this. But if you have read my book, you see in the interview part of it, it's a lot of sales strategies that I have in there. So if you want me to do a video on interviews, I will. Obviously, I'm not going to do the whole thing because I feel safe to buy the book. You know, I just some personally feel. So, but let me know if you want me to do a video and I will. So guys, until next time, bye.